And so I wanted to talk about 3 things that will happen when God delivers you from the narcissist. Now, the first part is your deliverance from captivity, just like the children of Israel were delivered from Egypt. That is the first thing that is going to happen. And most often, you will find that the hand of God is there, and you will just see that you couldn't have done it. The second thing that will happen is that you will then transition from captivity, which is deliverance from the narcissist, into what we call the wilderness experience. And I tell you, it is not an easy place to be in. That is where you will be tested. That is where you will be trained. That is where you will go through all sorts of trials. It's a hard season, let's just say that. And when it happened to the children of Israel, they couldn't cope. They began to romanticize about the past. They began to talk about the leeks, the onions, and the melons they used to eat in Egypt. And that is when most of us as narcissistic abuse survivors think, oh, it wasn't that bad with the narcissist. At least I had something to eat. At least I had this, I had that. But I tell you, if you can stick with the wilderness experience, you will then move to the next phase, which is the phase of the promised land. And that is where you will have it good. That is where you will thank God. But you got to stick with the wilderness experience. And so when the wilderness comes, don't rush back to Egypt. Don't go back to what God has pulled you from. Don't go back to what God has saved you from. Don't go back to who God has delivered you from. Your peace, your healing doesn't lie in the past. It is a forward movement. And in the book of Philippians, Paul says, forgetting those things that are behind and straining ahead to see those things that are in front. And so your healing, your peace, your everything is ahead of you. And so don't go back to Egypt. If you want more information on this, please watch the related video.